Packrafting in Alaska has really turned into one of my favorite summer hobbies there. But unfortunately, since most of the rivers are either glacial fed or snow melt, they're all pretty cold and you end up wearing a dry suit 99% of the time. So I've really looked forward to rafting the Tully River here in Australia just because it's so warm you don't even need a wetsuit. Alrighty, boat's all good to go. Time to go paddle. Whew, lick rocks. And I fell. I felt the slick rocks, but I didn't do anything about it. I still stepped on it. Alright. It's a dam release river, and the locals tell me it's running at 0.88, which I guess is one of the higher levels, so should have a lot of fun through the middle section. Okay. So that's the ledge drop, huh? All the Australians we've met along this trip have been super friendly, and these guys were no exception. Whenever I got to Australia, I posted up on a Facebook group for paddling and asked if anybody was willing to show me the lines down the river, and these guys were glad to have me along. Yeah, I see the hole there.
All right.
Left or right?
And below that where the boat's going through right now, big hole.
Yeah.
And then back on from there down the center and then left.
I barely caught that.
I'm not so good at that up here, but there's like more like western style.
Yeah.
What happened?
Just got off of Tully. We ran the middle section of the river from, I think, what they call the picnic put in down to the takeout, and had a blast. It's a super fun river. There's lots of really cool features on it, and I was definitely grateful to have someone show me the lines, because there's some stuff in there that would be pretty nasty if you didn't know exactly where you're going. I opted not to do the upper section, which I think has at least 1 or 2 class 4 rapids, just because coming off of pretty much winter in Alaska, so I really only had like 1 paddle before coming here. I wouldn't even call it a proper paddle. So I ended up just saying let them go ahead, and then me and one other guy waited at the bottom and then caught them for the rest of the run, which was a blast. And I think it was the right call, because still enough technical stuff down from there to really enjoy, but nothing too crazy where you're just feeling over your head, where you'd have a real nasty swim if you went for one. The next day we jumped on a boat out of Townsville to head for a day trip dive to the Great Barrier Reef. It's the world's largest reef and something that most divers have on their bucket list. We also did a dive on the Museum of Underwater Art, which, being man-made, I honestly wasn't super excited about, but in retrospect, it was a pretty cool dive. Going scuba dive. It's really overwhelming diving on the Great Barrier Reef because there's just so much to see. You're constantly in conflict trying to figure out if you want to see as much as you can of the reef or if you just want to stop and stare. Good way to cap off a good day diving. So we're headed to go skydive. This was Savanna's idea, actually, surprisingly. Something I've wanted to do, but something that she kind of made the initiative for. So we're headed there now. We're gonna land on Mission Beach, which is, I guess, a nice sandy beach, and we get a drop from 15,000 feet, which I think is a little bit higher than what they normally go. I think most places, I want to say, when I've looked up in the past, it's like 12,000 feet is what you typically jump from. So I don't know how, it's probably like a difference of a couple seconds when you're falling at 200 miles an hour, or I don't know what terminal velocity is, 150 miles an hour, something like that. Kind of think that falling out of the sky and landing here is going to be pretty nice.
It's pretty idyllic.
Unfortunately, I couldn't take the GoPro to film any of the jump, but we did get some footage from the ground of flying under the parachute. What did you just tell me?
I want to do it again.
Yeah.
And it's too bad it's too expensive because I want it to be something we do all the time.
Yeah. Maybe you just need to get certified so you can do it yourself. Maybe you just have to pay for a plane to fly you up. I want to learn how to skydive.
I knew you would. I was worried about this.
Why are you worried?
Because now you have another expensive hobby.
Well, you just got to rotate them out. From there, we headed down south to Bowen, which just kind of ended up being a spontaneous stop, but we went to Horseshoe Bay, which is absolutely gorgeous. So I found this rock face. It looks like it has at least 2 or 3 different lines on it. I'm gonna go up top up there and see if I can find some way to set an anchor to build a top rope. If not, I'll actually throw the rope over. There's something on the backside I can anchor to. So there's a little hole right here. This thing's not super big, but pretty nice natural relief for making an anchor. I'll probably back it up with something else back here just to make sure. I don't think this thing will blow, but I'm gonna back it up with something just to make sure. And then just throw the rope down there and start climbing. So I've got the anchor set. I went ahead and slung this entire horn right here and then backed it up right there. So just in case the off chance this thing blows, I don't think it will, but at least we backed up. So I think we're good to go. Just look at these views though. What a cool place to climb. For the belay, Savannah?
Yeah.
Found a fun little bouldering project. Something that's clearly been climbed because there's some chalk and a little finger hole up there, but looks like a good time. I'm giving up on that one. I don't have a bouldering pad and I don't really want to fall flat on my back on this rock, so going back to the rope. Since we made it to the East Coast, we can really slow our pace down. We haven't had to drive so much and we can kind of be a little more spontaneous and enjoy a little bit more of the benefits the van gets us. We're gonna keep heading south from here. We're headed to Airlie Beach next. We've got a little sailing cruise out of there, the Whit Sundays, which I know Savannah's really been excited for. You've been talking about that quite a bit, huh? And then after that, we'll hit up Fraser Island, so we'll see what happens.
Forest.